I also had some unfounded fears about losing my job, but again, I wasn't open to listening to people telling me to slow down or take it easy. I'd never done that in my life, so how could I just start like that? It takes time. Change takes time, and as I said, the experience can be very challenging, but with a step-by-step approach and feeling your way through it, you will be able to make the changes that suit you. It's interesting because once treatment is over, we sort of think that at least the hard part is done, but in some ways it's even harder afterwards as your mind finally catches up to what you've been through and what may contribute to stress and what prevents us from being able to take better care of ourselves and put ourselves first. Fortunately, there are resources out there that can support us on our journey back to work or to a new way of working or not working or choosing different paths going forward. As I've said, talking to other survivors has been huge for me. Someone who knows exactly what I've been through and can say, yep, I know what that's like, it's worth its weight in gold. Those are the people that I can talk most freely about my experience with. And it's not about having someone tell me what to do or how to do it. It's just the liberty and freedom and relief that I get out of talking about a shared experience with someone else. Cancer, we haven't grown up knowing that necessarily in our lives, whereas a lot of other things that happen in our lives, you know, we have breakups with boyfriends or girlfriends and children and marriage and all that sort of stuff. Those are so universally shared that, I mean, you can turn on any TV or, or radio station and hear someone talking about it and get some relief from that. Cancer is not, while it's widespread, it's not happening to everyone and we don't hear it everywhere. So again, finding those people to be able to share those feelings and thoughts when you're ready to and in the way you want to is really helpful. Reading survivor material can be extremely helpful as well. There are so many books out there, and there are all types of books. There are the really technical medical type books that certain people really like. I've certainly talked to a lot of people who thrive on knowing all the medical details, and really that helps them get through it. And then there's the other spectrum, which is books that are written from a really personal perspective. It may be stories and that sort of thing, and experiential retelling that can be very helpful as well. There are, I don't know how many blogs online right now from, again, all different types of cancer survivors, patients, doctors who have been patients, which is really neat to read about because you can sort of get the other side from them. There are discussion boards all over the place, and that was really helpful for me as well, being able to go online and chat with different people from all over the world who are talking about their different treatment options and how things have been for them returning to work, different things they've tried out. You may even want to consider writing your own survival material. There is a market. There's a huge market for that out there right now. And whether it's you actually want to publish something and make some money off it, or you might want to start your own blog. It can be really therapeutic to be able to put your thoughts out there, and just the act of writing can really help you. There are blogs and blog communities that allow you to communicate with your friends and family and keep them updated on what's going on. And that can help you in different ways. It can let friends and family know, hey, give me a call today, I need it. Or it can let them know, this is not the best time to talk to me, I need some time alone. Talking to, as I said, counselors, support groups, and attending workshops, any place where you can meet and be with other survivors or people who are familiar with your concerns and won't dismiss them, will allow you to open up about them and support you as you figure out what's best for you at your own pace, is really helpful. You may even consider starting your own support group. At Princess Margaret Hospital, there was a bunch of younger lymphoma patients who wanted to be able to meet other young lymphoma patients. Because lymphoma is traditionally an older disease, although it's affecting a lot more younger people these days. So they looked around, and there wasn't anything that they felt was worked for them, so they went and created their own, With the help of the transplant coordinator, they were able to use a room in Princess Margaret, and now they meet once a month, and the group is growing. So if you find that you can't find the type of support you're looking for out there, and there's a certain way that you're looking for it, chances are there's someone else out there like you. And it doesn't take much just talking to your medical community or the organizations that you're affiliated with to form a group and just start talking about it. You may consider work coaches. There are, I know, a handful of cancer survivor work coaches now, which is a really niche sort of way to approach work and coaching and survivorship. A lot of people think that the objectives that they have to bring to coaching have to be really concrete, like I want this job, I want, this promotion, but they don't necessarily. A lot of people come to me saying they just want to make life better somehow, and a coach will help them figure out what that means and then help them take each step in improving their lives that way. Volunteering is a huge way to get support, and also it's an alternative to work while you're still considering getting back to work or trying to figure out what it is that you want to do. You really let your instinct guide where you want to volunteer. I've volunteered on the front lines at Princess Margaret Hospital directly with the patients. I'm also a peer support volunteer at the Canadian Cancer Society. As I said, I've volunteered with the Relay for Life and different initiatives like that. And again, it allows me to talk with other survivors and get different ideas from different people on how they're dealing with things. And that's really the big message that I'm trying to give tonight, is that the more people you are talking to, the more ideas you'll get on how to deal with things. And survivors are ready and willing to talk and want to share how they're dealing with things. It's also important to stay friends with your medical staff. And as you know, some of your medical staff won't be as reachable as others. Some will have a little more give and be more open to talking. And staying in touch with them is important so that you can ask the questions when you need to, get that reassurance that you need if you're struggling at work and struggling to concentrate and just need some help to keep going, and also get the answers that you need. What helped me is that my transplant coordinator started up a small business of helping cancer survivors get fit after treatment. And I signed up for a few classes, not necessarily because I was that interested in getting fit, but because it was that valuable time I got to spend with her and ask her questions. How are other people dealing with these issues? How much are other people working? As I was trying to figure out what was right for me. So that was really invaluable. A lot of the things that I've talked about this evening don't relate directly to work. And that's part of what I've learned, is that work is just another aspect of cancer in our lives. It seems to be the source of a lot of problems, though, as it is seemingly so inflexible. No one can tell us what to do or how to do it, but talking with people generates ideas, useful tips in dealing with practical issues, and it's all part of our ongoing evolution as a cancer survivor. It's important to hone in on your intuition and let it lead you, even if it is in a direction that you didn't expect or have never followed before. Do what feels right. It doesn't mean it's easy, and you want to get as much support as you can and are ready to receive. A lot of us think that we need to do everything on our own because we've had to before, and now is your time to act for yourself and do what's right for you. So thank you very much, and Iris, I believe we'll open up the line for any questions or comments.
Yeah,